The government of India, with Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Foreign Affairs Minister S Jaishankar, have raked up a huge island row to target the Congress and the DMK in the latest in the poll season. Foreign Minister today had an hour-long press conference this morning on the island row. As the government upped the ante over the Katchatheevu Islands. S Jaishankar said that people need to know about the fact that the island and the fishing rights were given away under the Prime Ministership of Jawaharlal Nehru. He's targeted the Congress party as well as the DMK for colluding to work towards the disinterest of the fishermen community in Tamil Nadu. Make no mistake, this again is a part of the BJP's concerted strategy to look south, breaking up the Katchatheevu issue just weeks before the election in Tamil Nadu, targeting the Congress DMK combined for colluding to work in the disinterest of the people of Tamil Nadu. So poll pitch clearly ahead of the elections there. Let's listen in to what Foreign Affairs Minister S Jaishankar has said, even though the Congress there has issued a rebuttal saying that what has the BJP done in the last decade to bring Katchatheevu back.
In looking at these two issues, the Katchatheevu issue and the fishermen issue, two parties, the Congress and the DMK, have approached this matter as though they have no responsibility for it, as though the situation is for central government, today's central government, for them to resolve. There is no history to this. This has just happened. They are the people who are taking up the cause. That is the way they would like to project it. Again, this is there in one of the documents of the released under RTI. This is an observation by the then Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru in May of 1961. He writes, "I attach no importance at all to this little island, and I would have no hesitation in giving up our claim to it. I do not like matters like this pending indefinitely and being raised again and again in Parliament." So, to Pandit Nehru, this was a little island. It had no importance. He saw it as a nuisance. Why are people bringing it up again and again in Parliament?
Congress has ceded Katchatheevu in 1974 in a historical fact. And if the BJP thinks that it can derive electoral dividend by raking up that issue, by giving some documents that this secretary opined, this gentleman opined, for all that we know, how can we understand the authenticity of those documents? There is absolutely nothing. The question is this: you say it is the Congress. Yes, the Congress did it. It was an historical wrong. People voted them out of power in 2014. In the last 10 years, you were here in power. What have you done?
Don't ever try to misuse the agencies. Don't be the servants of Modi and Amit Shah. I would like to request the IRS officers who are, the IRS officers are credible officers are there. There are lumpen elements there. Those people should be brought to justice after June 4th. We will not leave them under justice. They will have to answer to the people that the misuse of power, whichever it has been given to them, on whose directions they did it, that also we will be counting on it.
All right, NDTV Sam Daniel and Vasudha Venugopal both join us with the very latest. Sam, to you first, put this entire controversy in perspective. This is something that we saw coming with the Prime Minister making the initial remark at that rally yesterday. And today, of course, it was followed up by a long press conference by the Foreign Affairs Minister, squarely putting the blame on the Congress and the DMK. And it is no surprise the timing of this allegation that is coming in.
Rishika, the controversy is following an RTI response received by Tamil Nadu BJP Chief Annamalai on the decision taken by the centre in 1976 over ceding of the Katchatheevu Island to Sri Lanka. We should clarify, neither us nor the BJP leader nor the newspaper that read a story on this have made the RTI response public. So we don't know what exactly that report said, but we are telling this on the basis of what the External Affairs Minister and the Prime Minister had shared. The issue is about a 285-acre uninhabited island 16 or 14 nautical miles away from Rameshwaram on the Bay of Bengal, which till 1974 remained with India. But in 1974, based on an agreement between India and Sri Lanka, it was ceded to Sri Lanka. And this technically reduced the fishing space available for Indian fishermen. But still, there was provision made at that time to allow Indian fishermen to fish around the island, to use the island to dry their nets, and also to undertake pilgrimage to a Catholic shrine on the island. But 2 years later, the maritime borders were demarcated, and that prohibited Indian fishermen from using that space for fishing without prior permission. So whatever leverage India had earlier was denied from then. Over the last several decades, this has been a key political issue in Tamil Nadu, particularly the opposition, the AIADMK, targeting the DMK, saying that it was the DMK that was in power in Tamil Nadu at that point in time, and the ceding was done by the Congress government when late Ms. Indira Gandhi was the Prime Minister. And this particular RTI apparently gives information what went behind, and it says, we're made to understand that the central government and the state government did not put up a strong fight to safeguard the island, to keep it with India, compared to the way Sri Lanka had pushed the case and had ultimately got it. They say the Madras presidency at that point in time could not produce documents to prove that this particular island was with the Raja of Ramnath, unlike the claims made by Sri Lanka, and ultimately this went to Sri Lanka. The question now, the DMK says now, yes, it was a mistake by the Congress. We were part of the alliance at that point in time. That's why Congress was voted out of power. But they point fingers at the BJP, asking, what have you done over the last 10 years to retrieve Katchatheevu? Have you done anything at all?
Yes.
So it's a kind of a blame game.
Yes.
On the ground, yes, Indian fishermen have lost their space to fish in waters, but they also add, over the last several years, the fish available in Indian waters has drastically gone down, and that's why they are forced to trespass knowingly or unknowingly into Lankan waters. So this issue coming weeks before Tamil Nadu would go for polls, certainly the BJP is using it as a political tool to expand its footprint. Will it help the BJP? Will it be a setback for the ruling DMK? That's something we'll have to wait and watch. Lastly, AIADMK Chief Jayalalitha had taken up this issue. She had asked for a lease in perpetuity with Sri Lanka, which will pave way for Indian fishermen rights to fish in Lankan waters.
Well, will it have resonance on the ground after all of these years? I think that's the main question that needs to be answered. But Vasudha, it's no surprise that this issue is being raked up 2 weeks before the election in Tamil Nadu. I mean, it appears to be a very carefully coordinated, concerted, strategic move by the BJP, with the Prime Minister mentioning this, followed up by what S Jaishankar has said today. And of course, what's followed is a whole host of political reactions. Vasudha, what's the larger strategy?
Rishika, the Prime Minister did talk about the Katchatheevu issue when the no trust or the no confidence motion came up in the Parliament, and this is in line with some of the allegations that he has been making in the last few years, be it with regard to the Sir Creek Island in Kutch in Gujarat, or for that matter Arunachal Pradesh. The Prime Minister has been very vociferously talking about, alleging that the Congress party has not been serious about the territorial land integrity of the country, and it is not very serious or equipped to kind of keep the country safe. So this is in line with that, understanding of his, and that's very much part of his governance and politics also. Today, S Jaishankar, just minutes after Prime Minister Narendra Modi tweeted about how the DMK has also been connivance with the Congress party in 1974 to actually cede Katchatheevu to Sri Lanka. Dr. Jaishankar talked about these two agreements which Sam also talked about, and he basically highlighted the alleged failures on part of the DMK and the Congress in ensuring that fishermen, were safe and sort of secure, and their livelihoods actually mattered. And this issue is not something that is old; it has been live. And Dr. Jaishankar said that he has actually replied to the Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu 21 times in the past few years, and there are almost 1,800 equipment of fishermen and also 6,000 fishermen who have been detained by Sri Lankan authorities in the last few years. So this is about the safety and security of the country. At the same time, it's about the DMK's alleged hypocrisy, that it does talk about Sri Lankan Tamil issue, but it really does not care about the lives and livelihoods of fishermen. So there is politics, diplomacy, both at play here. All of this happening just a day after the Prime Minister gave his interview to a Tamil channel and talked about his love for Tamil and Tamil Nadu. And just a few weeks before Tamil Nadu goes to poll, all 39 seats in one go on the 19th of April.
Yes. And it's going to be very interesting to see because, like you said, Vasudha, this is part of the BJP's looks out strategy. Sam, on that point, is this likely to have resonance among the people of Tamil Nadu? It's a very specific section of people who are being targeted, aren't they? Which is, of course, the fishermen community. The Prime Minister once again today tweeted about how this has done a disservice to the fishermen community. As someone who understands the finer nuances of Tamil Nadu politics, how much resonance will this BJP's play have?
Rishika, no doubt this Katchatheevu issue is a livelihood issue, something that concerns people living in coastal Tamil Nadu, at least in 5 districts, including Ramanathapuram, Pudukkottai, Tuticorin, and Nagapattinam districts. But this particular revelation from the RTI response, it's not something not known. For several decades, the opposition has been blaming the ruling DMK of not doing enough at that point in time when they were in power in 1974 to safeguard Katchatheevu. So this issue has run its course in terms of its politics. But we'll have to wait and see whether BJP will make this as a poll promise in terms of either retrieval of Katchatheevu from Sri Lanka or at least the fishing rights around Sri Lanka. That's something we'll have to see. But otherwise, the ground reality in terms of whether the BJP will be able to really reap electoral dividends, that's very unlikely because at the moment, BJP does not have any major allies in the Dravidian heartland, particularly after the AIADMK had snapped ties last year. It's having 2-3 smaller parties, including J.K. Vasan's TMC and a few other parties like actor Sarath Kumar, who has merged his party with the BJP. So unless there is an exponential support growth for the BJP, issues like this may not help the BJP. Perhaps it could help the party to expand its footprint, but may not be in terms of really winning seats in the southern part of Tamil Nadu, where these issues really matter for the fishing community there.
All right. So in the southern part of Tamil Nadu, you're saying it's a very specific community, 5 districts particularly that are likely to be affected. But, Vasudha, let's call it for what it is. The election in Tamil Nadu, like you said, is in the first phase. It's going to happen in another 2 to 2.5 weeks. The Prime Minister raising the Katchatheevu issue as he launches the election campaign, the first major rally that the Prime Minister held after the poll dates were announced in Meerut yesterday. And the fact that the number of trips that the Prime Minister has made down south, and you've reported on those extensively as well, the BJP is really hoping to make inroads into the southern bastions of the Congress and the DMK, isn't it?
Absolutely, Rishika, and like Sam was also saying, Sri Lankan Tamil issue is a very emotive, matter for Tamilians and also for Tamil Nadu and specifically for the Dravidian parties. We've seen leaders go on fast extensively for this. We have seen differences crop up between Congress and DMK on the death of former Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi, and that was also linked to this, linked to LTTE. So this whole Sri Lankan Tamil issue has been a burning issue, and it's always in the backdrop, but it becomes like quickly live in matters of second. I remember in 2012 and 2013, we saw this massive, uprising and, revolt and protest by students because of this, because of the Sri Lankan Tamil issue. So this is something that is emotive, but like Sam said, we're not very sure how much a national party like the BJP can optimize on this, because this is what happened in 1973. A lot of it is already known to people, and the way, DMK and Congress have been responding it is also, making it a battle of narratives, because they've been talking about repatriation of Sri Lankan Tamils, and the centre has been saying that there was no benefit in that 1974 agreement. So clearly it will, it depends on future as to how really this battle plays out.